Hello, I'm Jordan Staniford. I'm the executive chef here at Crystalbrook Byron, and we're in Byron Bay doing a little series of simple and easy to do pickles that you can do at home, pickles and preservation methods. Today I'm going to show you pickling some beetroot. So we start off with some raw beetroot, skin on, everything intact, and we just boil them for as long as they take, depending on how many you've got. Keep them submerged in the boiling water, and I'd say a minimum an hour it will take, but what you'll need to do is be able to pierce it with a skewer or a knife, so it passes through and it goes through with ease, and then you know it's tender enough. And then we can remove them from the hot water and just peel them. The skin just peels straight off, and then even I like to clean it up. So these ones have already actually had the skin taken off. We're just going to clean up that core, and then I just like to cut them down into sort of variety of sizes. I don't need to be too exact. You know, if you were going for the old tin beetroot, they're going into sliced rounds. I don't particularly like that. I want to make a nice salad with this, so I tend to cut it in half, and then you can either do nice wedges like so, or you can even just mix it up a little bit and get these beautiful shapes where you can nestle a little bit of feta cheese or labneh and some toasted pine nuts and just build up your salad across a plate like that, and it's great for a dinner party. So I keep that in mind. But these work as well, and if you want it for burgers and such, you can still do the classic method. So let's just start by preparing some beetroots. This actual style of cutting is pretty random, and it looks random, but it's actually a roll cut, or they use it a lot in Thailand to cut vegetables, so you get a really nice pleasant bite in your mouth when you're eating vegetables. It's how they would probably cut bamboo for pickled bamboo. And yeah, I've just taken it and moved it on to more European pickle, in this case the beetroot. And it's good because these pieces are just, you know, a nice 2 bite size. Perfect. And we're just going to cut up some beetroot like so. Promised myself I'd wear gloves. Now I've got pink hands, but that's all part of the process. You want to get pretty hands-on with your pickle because it's part of the fun, right? So just take your jar, make sure you've sanitized it or sterilized it, boil in water for 5 minutes or through a dishwasher. You can use a no-rinse sanitizer and make sure it's dried out and all clean and good to go. It's going to help you with the success of your pickle, because the less foreign matter or contamination, the longer it's going to stay on the shelf. And these pickles can last months and sometimes years. We just load it up. We're going to fill the jar halfway with the beetroot we prepared. We might need to actually cut a little bit more beetroot up. Might not have enough for the whole jar. And at this halfway point, we can put a little bit of chili. So I've got some long chilies, which is nice if you don't really like it spicy. It will impart a little bit of heat, but I actually quite like a little bit of heat in my beetroots, some heats in my beets. So I've got some bird's eye chilies. Once again though, you can just put them in whole. Beetroot will last so long, it'll sit there and it'll just get a little bit stronger and a little bit spicier with some more heat over time. Or you can slice them if you're daring and you don't mind a little bit of that extra heat. Split them down the middle either. Showing you a few different ways that you can do your pickle here so you can have a bit of fun with it. And we're going to put that in. Some bay leaves. We've got fresh bay leaves here. You can also use dried bay leaves. And I've just got some juniper berry. It's the main flavouring that you have in gin. We're actually doing our own forest gin here at the Crystalbrook Byron, so I think that's a nice touch. Especially with this salad, it's going to be on the summer menu. And then we're going to finish loading up the jar here with the beetroot. Might just put a little bit more in there. Here we go, this will do. Perfect, perfect. Okay, really good. Final one, there we go. The fuller the jar, the better. You don't need to use that much liquid, you just need to get the liquid to go around the vegetables, and then that's going to start your pickle. And you know, I've put in the bay leaves and the juniper berries. You can put in whatever you like. You can put in garlic, coriander seed, you could put in star anise or cinnamon, just depends what flavour you're going for here. And that's what I like to do with my pickles, is have many different types of pickles going on at any one stage, depending on the season or the change in the season, what the vegetable is. But so I can pair pickles with different dishes, because I really love in my food, on my menus, to have a contrast of exciting flavours. So pickle, you already have sour, sweet, salty, and then you can pair that with something that's going to contrast. I did turnip pickles on an earlier one, and they go really nicely with your spiced falafel mix and your hummus. Beetroot pickles, as I said, they're great for beetroot and feta salad with walnuts. So we try and complement the flavours, and we can just pour in our pickling solution. Now, it's very simple to find recipes for pickling solutions, and we're going to include our recipes with this series. But if ever you don't have the internet, or you just want to, one of those chefs who likes to, or home cooks who likes to sort of wing it and make it up as you go, a good starting point is just 1 part, 1 part, 1 part. That's 1 part water, 1 part vinegar, and 1 part sugar. And then you just reduce the sugar if you like it less sweet. And then you can increase the water if you like it less acidic, but obviously acid is part of the pickling process. And then we just add a little bit of salt. For a jar like this, I'd say two good pinches, or a teaspoon. And the rule of thumb is probably 100 grams of salt to every litre of liquid that we use in the pickling. Then we just shut the jar up. Because the beetroot's already cooked, you don't really have to wait with this, and this is why I say we're doing simple pickles today. We're not doing fermentations here. We're just about imparting that pickling flavour into these beetroots, and you can do it with raw beetroot. I feel like they're going to stay pretty crunchy, and this way they're nice and tender, and it's just a much nicer way to eat it. But look, you can start enjoying these the very next day. So do a lot, because they're great. People will love them, and they're going to be a perfect party trick. Enjoy.